Hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Chem Lock League, and this season is shot. We are sitting at 4-8. There is a very small chance that we can sneak into the playoffs, as we are 2 games back of the Cutters, which are sitting in the number 4 wild card spot. I honestly don't even want to make the playoffs at this point. The team just needs to get done. So we are going to kind of fast track through this season. We have 4 games left to play, and I am going to quick sim through most of these. I don't think we'll plan on watching anything, as we just seen a lot of disappointing outcomes for the team this year. As you can see on the right-hand side right now, 4 players have hit a single home run, and that's all for our power numbers on the team. So I am going to go ahead and just start setting the lineups and simulating through these games. This will probably be a shorter episode, and we'll talk a little bit more about what we're going to do after this season ends here. We'll get towards the end of the season or at the end of this video, and we'll talk a little bit more about next steps here. So let's go ahead and set the lineup. And we have a rattled Curly, so he is not going to stay in the lineup. I think in this situation, I like keeping Baldwin at third. Middleman is locked in at first. We could move. Who on the bench can be an option for us? Let's actually put Olivia Bridges in the lineup as the DH. I'm fine with that. And then we'll just move her down to maybe number 8 here. So that's going to be the lineup. And I'll put Trampleson at 1. Joey will move down to 5. 6. Yeah, that works good for me. This will be the lineup that we'll be running out there. Well, hopefully that sticks, but let's go ahead and simulate the game. Worry Costa pitching well for the Rakers, who are struggling this year as well. We'll see who comes out on top in this ace versus ace matchup. The Tundras will take an early lead. Man, Guevara hits a home run, and Baldwin just hit a home run. He now leads the team with, I think they both now lead the team with 2 home runs. And we end up with a win there. So we are 5-8 now. I'll give the loyalty boost to, actually, I'm going to do this for Dennis Shoei. Not Port Guevara here, unfortunately. So that is game number 13. I think we had a really great outing from Gabriel Wankerstein, actually, out of curiosity. Yeah, he's having a really great season. I don't think he allowed an earned run at all in his 4th start, so he is actually looking really solid now. Strikeout numbers are a bit low, but he's looking really good. Great outing for him. Hitting-wise, you're seeing the numbers jump up for both Port Guevara and Ruben Baldwin, so that's nice to see. Dennis Shoei's still struggling. Colin Madd having a really solid season here. He's definitely been the most productive athlete on the team. And then you have Zeke Price, who has been underwhelming for sure. Alrighty, let's go ahead and see what happened since that game ended. We have Adelina Flowers just got dropped by the Woodsmiths. We'll look at her in just a moment. Corona +2 arm. Steve Richard with a chance to gain clutch. Probably won't pay for that one, even though it is intriguing. Bridges getting a chance for extra contact. We're absolutely going to do that one for her. No to Christensen. Caden Success, we're not going to look at him. Oh, he's regressed quite a bit since we previously had him on the team. Russia signed Boo Boo Wade, replacing Archer Matthews. Archer, a guy I will peek at, but I don't think he'll be a candidate for the team. We won't do that one for Beal. Roland gets dropped by the Swampers. And then McLean gets brought in by the Chomper. Oh, no, they bring in Horse Mustard. Good luck, Horse. And that'll do it for what happened since that game ended. We'll do this one for Bridges. So for contact, she loses 1 fielding, which is totally fine. and a chance for her to gain 4 more contact. We would love the bonus 8 here. Let's see if we can get that. She's not going to get it, unfortunately, and a small chance that she can roll extra outfield. She won't. So a slight increase in her contact. She's getting a little bit better. That's okay with us. She's still really young and developable. We won't do this one for Richard, and I'm not going to risk the chance of losing Cannon Arm on Ruben Baldwin there. So that's all for that. Let's head over to the free agent pool and just peek at a couple of players here. So Adelina Flowers is interesting, but I don't like her pitch mix of 4-seam, 2-seam, and changeup. Not a lot of movement on those pitches, although, she's a rookie this year. I think that's probably why I wasn't considering her. She's pitched really well, but it just looks like they were shedding some salary there. So if I'm Adelina Flowers, not going to be a candidate for the All-Star game, unfortunately. Archer Matthews, not an option for us, so we will pass on him. And then I think we've looked at pretty much everyone else here, and we're not going to be looking at those options for the team. So we will move forward. We head to the next game, which is McBiddles versus Lambert. McBiddles with an 8.10 ERA right now. Let's see if he has a decent game or if we struggle. We set the what do I want to do here?
That's freedom. Evermore Wireless.
We could. I'm going to leave Shoei in. He's just going to have to deal with it. I'm just going to leave the lineup as is. I'll drop Shoei behind Middleman here, and we will get out to the game. The Foresters are 3-11. We're 5-8. So there's a chance we could win this one. Fall behind early. We battle back, and we end up winning 3-2. So we're now 6-8. Cutters are a game and a half ahead of us in the wild card. So it's getting close, actually. But we can't do better than 8-8, and that's where we have a problem. We'll drop Bailey here. My dog just perked her ear because her name is Bailey. I'm going to give this one to Corona. She's been loyally sitting on the bench throughout her entire career. And I'll give Baldwin the loyalty here, as he has been playing really, really well. Since the game, actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and see some of the team stats here and see how things are playing out. Baldwin's having a really good season now, getting a lot better. Colin Mad had a base hit. Zeke had a big game. He had his first home run, I believe. Batting .289 now and up to 6 RBIs, which is tied for second on the team. Trampleson had a home run. That's fun to see. Pork having a quiet year for his standards. He's at 11 strikeouts. Shoei has been awful with his 11 strikeouts and a 189 average. Middleman's been impressive since she came in, hitting .375. And they're not letting Bridges play, unfortunately. She was not getting any at bats, so they're not using the lineup that I set for her. Connor still allowed a run or two, I think, but his ERA goes down. And the pitching has been phenomenal from Ezra Wong and from Quincy Healthy, especially a .56 ERA, .88 WHIP, and 16 innings pitched in 11 games. Just absolutely incredible performance for him. 16 strikeouts so far in 16 innings. And he's faced a total of 62 batters, the .226 average. No walks allowed. That's the key indicator right there. That is incredible. So I think he is still sitting in that top 10, chances in that top 10, but we'll look in just a second. So there is development for Healthy, but I don't want to risk losing Rally Stopper. Player gets dropped. We're not interested. Turf Reef Killer, no thanks. Owens gets dropped by the Foresters. We're not interested. Chance for Ellen Booth to gain Stimulated. That is fascinating. I'll probably do this one for her. We have the money for it. Chet Gilbert gets dropped. 34-year-old second baseman, no thanks. No thanks to Linguino. Nocturnal's taking on Graham Huff. Anya Corona with more development. We'll do that one for her. Clint Burns getting dropped. I don't like those traits, so not interested. He's way too old anyways. And then Rose Faye gets dropped by the War Wagons for Brody Dickerson. So let's do development first. No to Beal, no to Quincy Healthy, yes to Ellen Booth here. So 4 junk. Chance for 1 more. If she rolls that one, she's maxed out in junk. She'll lose a couple of velocity here, but a chance for stimulated would be really interesting. So 98, 73, 73. She does not roll bonus junk. 25% chance she will not get stimulated. That would have been pretty crazy to see her juiced. She's now an S tier. Ellen Booth, S tier relief pitcher. It's too bad she is pitching like garbage this season because this would be a much more exciting celebration. But she has been having a really, really tough year. As you can see, this is her worst year by far. Even last season, she didn't pitch very well either. I know that a lot of the reasons for this has been her being overworked. It can still work out and not backfire, but she's just not having a great year. I don't know what all that's about, but it's hard to spend that much money on her when she just hasn't been able to produce, but that's really crazy. We now have 2 S tier players on this team and we're still this bad. Just a way to show you that it just doesn't seem to make sense. Also, this Ellen Booth is nearly 3 times the cost of Quincy Healthy, and Quincy's year has been far and away better than Ellen's, which is insane. Either way, congratulations to Ellen Booth for some really awesome development there and finally getting to her. I think she started as a B+, right? Someone may want to correct me in that first episode when we drafted her. Let's go ahead and do this one for Corona. So 2 power, 2 contact. Bonus power, she's not going to get it. Chance for power, or for contact as well, she's not going to get that. And a chance for pinch perfect, she's not going to get that one. So just slow incremental improvements for her. That's been really, really frustrating to see how slow that's been. But she's never really developed the way we were hoping for to bring her in as a starter. But let's go ahead and check league leaders here. We have 2 games left to play. One more against the Foresters, and then I think the Chompers are our last game of the season. Let's go ahead and check. Quincy now number 4 in the top 10. What an incredible year for him. The strikeouts are definitely the reason why he's not any higher. Also, the pitchers ahead of him have pitched more. I think Luke, let's see. This is a reliever, so they could play more. Spitty Miranda. Luke Resplendent is done with his 4 starts. This is his best year of his career. Congratulations to him. Zahara Homebrew is a starter as well. Actually pitched a 5th game in addition to their 4 wins. What a year for Zahara here. Holy crap. That ERA 0.44. That's insane. So she won't pitch again. Quincy could in these next 2 games, but I don't think it's likely that we're going to see Quincy get up into the top spot there, unfortunately. So we'll end up finding out here in just a few moments as we're getting close to the end of the season here. So let's go ahead and set the lineup for the next game. And the only person that is any mojo right now that's positive is Baldwin, who is on fire. Me setting the lineup doesn't matter, so I'm just going to suggest it. And they put Baldwin in the number 1 spot. What is he at right now? With 367 average with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. He leads the team in RBIs. All right, let's go ahead and see how it goes. Richard versus Holmes. Richard with a 9.0 ERA. See how he does. It's a terrible Foresters team. We win 5-1. And we're now sitting just on the edge of the playoffs somehow. I'm going to quick sim to our next game, as the Cutters are playing twice against the Chompers. That'll be interesting to see how they beat up on each other. The Cutters are 9-6, so there's no way that we can make the playoffs. Yeah, correct, because the War Wagons are also 9-6, so we are officially eliminated. Glad. I really didn't want to see that last game. Let's go ahead and check the stats here and see how everybody did. Shoei's still bad. Ruben's getting even better. Zeke with another hit. He's up to 19 total bases, and he has a 325 average. So he has come around. This is not S tier production, but he's doing well, I would say. That he has not stolen a base yet. He's been caught stealing twice, which is embarrassing. Bridges got an opportunity. She hit a home run. Poor Guevara up to 20 total bases with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. He's having a really big regression from his rookie season. As you can see, last year to this year is a big drop off. Ugh. Anyways, Mad still doing well. He leads the team in total bases. Middleman still pitching or hitting pretty well, and then Trampleson playing really well as well. Pitching wise, Steve actually pitched pretty well there. 3.86 ERA, so he dropped quite a lot there. 7 total innings in his 2 starts, and Christensen got an opportunity. Quincy Healthy did not. I don't think it went down. Yeah, because he has the 16 strikeouts in 16 innings. So one last chance for him to perform. I think let's see where his stamina is at. Okay, so he is nearly full stamina. Let's see, Christensen pitched in that last game, and that was it. So Richard had a pretty solid game. He went all but 1 inning, I guess, maybe, or so. Good pitching from both Christensen and Richard for us to get that win. Granted, against a team that's not very good. So, since that game ended, development for Mad with a chance to gain base jogger. That's not ideal. No development for you, Ben Curley. You've been awful. Let's see. Trampleson, I might reward her with that one. That was it. So, roster move for the Bakers, and that's all. So, Healthy, no to Curly. Yes, I'll do this one for Demi just because she has been playing so well since she came back. I'll reward her for that. Bonus contact and fielding there. No to Richard, and I'd like to boost the speed, but I don't want to lose the power, and I definitely don't want to gain base jogger. That would be detrimental for him. So we're not going to do that development for you, Colin. I apologize. Checking quick league leaders here before we go any further, and Quincy's still sitting at number 4. I don't think anything's changed there at all. Our last game of the season is against the Chompers. If we win, we break even at 8-8, which somehow makes this season salvageable. It's kind of crazy that I guess it helps that we won 4 straight. Going back to the Rakers and the Foresters would be fun if we were watching those, but the team's been bad. We swept the Rakers this season. We've got swept in the doubleheader against the Chompers, so if we can just win one, that would be really nice. Let's see if there's any changes in the standings potentially if we get this win and the Chompers lose. So if the Chompers lose, they're for sure not going to be the number 1 seed. That'll stick with the Heaters. So we could play spoilers. There's a chance the Chompers win and the Heaters lose. They could jump up into the number 1 spot. But let's just hope that we can play a little bit of spoiler here before the season ends. So we'll set the lineup here. Baldwin's still on fire, just as the song is telling you. I can't stand Curly in this lineup, so I'm just going to put Christian Black in there, and we'll see if that does anything. And Beal back in the lineup. Guevara's tense, Shoei's tense, of course. Trampleson is locked in, so I'll bump her up here. Yeah, this is fun. I'm fine with this. Yeah, that works. All right, let's go ahead and simulate this game. Last game of the season. Let's see how we do. We went to 12 innings. We lose 2-1. Wow, we played essentially 2 games just now, and we lost. So we ended the season at 7-9. This is tough, but I'm going to have to drop Middleman just because Wong is a little bit more of a viable candidate for this team. Madison did really well, though. And I'll boost Demi Trampelson's loyalty. That one's an easy choice. I'll do Christensen here because he's more likely to come back. All right. So we'll sim to the end of the season. And the playoffs are set. This means that your number 1 seed in the Yang Conference is the Heaters. Number 2 is the Chompers. The Cutters and the War Wagons both make it to the playoffs. And on the other side, the Nocturnals will actually have the number 1 seed in the Chem Lock League. Streamers at number 2, Torpedoes and Swoops are your 2 wild cards. Let's actually take a quick peek at the history of the playoffs here. So the Swoops would make it in for, what would this be? Then 1, 2, 3. They've made it in 3 out of 4 seasons. The Swoops have made the playoffs. They actually won back in season 1. The let's see, the Torpedoes made it back in season 1, season 2. So 2 out of the last 4 seasons, the Torpedoes have made it. The Streamliners have not made the playoffs before, so this will be the first time the Streamliners have made it. And the Nocturnals will be in for the... Sorry, I'm bouncing around all over the place here. For the 3rd straight season, they made it the last 2 seasons, but this is the 3rd straight season they've made the playoffs. On the Yang Conference side, the Heaters have made it 1, 2 out of 4 seasons. Both seasons they made it, they were the number 1 seed. And in season 1, they actually went all the way to the championship round, but lost to the Swoops. The Chompers, they've made it in 1, 2, the first 2 seasons. They made it to the championship in season 2 and lost to the Swampers. We'll talk about some of these, something else I'm just seeing now for the first time. The Cutters are making it for the second time. They made it back in season 3, but lost in the first round of the Foresters. The War Wagons are the last team we'll look at here. The War Wagons made it in season 3 and in season 4. They actually went to the championship back in season 3, but lost to the Woodsmiths. And that is where the trend is. We'll see if the trend continues. The Yin Conference has won every championship. They won in season 1. The Swoops, the Swampers, the Woodsmiths, and the Platypi are your 4 champions. So no repeat champions, but and actually no repeat championship appearances. Every team that's made it to the championship has only done it once. So we'll see if anything changes this year. Every team has made it to the playoffs at least once before, except for the Streamliners, who are there for the first time. So can they surprise everyone and make it all the way to the championship? We'll find out a little bit later, but Tundras end the season at 7-9 with a -11 run differential, a 2 games back of the wild card, and 5 games back of the Chompers for the division. It was a hellish season. I'm so glad we pushed through that one. Let's quick and check and see if anything else notable happened since the game ended. We have Holden Stiffbottom getting dropped by the Swordfish, but we're not going to bring him in anytime soon. Maybe for next season again, I guess. We'll check. Did he have that Elite fork? I don't remember. I'll check him in just a second. Nobody else getting dropped is notable. +2 speed for Guevara, so that's good. Development for Booth. We could do that one. She's going to be costly. Graham Huff already gets dropped by the Nocturnals. They end up going with Tiago Lowe. So a bench bat before the playoffs, or a DH for the playoffs, is the decision. Let's check development. No to Beal, no to Healthy, no to Curly. Yeah, I'll do this one because of the velocity and a chance for a 5th pitch. And no to both of these two. So let's do this one. She doesn't get the bonuses, but she's up to 75 velocity now and 93 accuracy. It really is elite. It's just a shame she couldn't pitch that way. I wanted to check Holden. He's spirited, rally stopper. How did he pitch this year? Another great season for the Swordfish, but got taken out as they were cutting salary at the end of the season there. Great job, Holden. Might be a guy we look at in the offseason. We'll see. And let's go ahead and I guess we'll check league leaders first. We'll talk about the MVP and the Cy Young winner, the Golden Bat winner. I'll do all the All-Star stuff in the offseason, but we'll take a look at some of the things that we want to note about the team and potential All-Star candidates. So Quincy ends up jumping up to number 3. Zahara Homebrew drops down. Quincy had one more game, and he was able to make the most of it. He actually pitched 2 2/3 innings, dropping his ERA down to 0.48. By far the best season he's ever had. He still stays in number 3 behind Resplendent and Miranda. But let's take a look. Spitty Miranda is your MVP this season and Cy Young winner. He goes 4-0. He had 4 wins. He appeared in 10 games. He got 3 saves. This is an incredible year. Absolutely insane. This is by far his best season ever. Probably the reason why the Streamliners made it to the playoffs this season. Go ahead and give him the award, and then we'll take a look at. Oh my God, is Iceman Grubbs our Golden Bat? Is this his second time? He was number 4. 1, 2. Yeah. Last year he was the MVP, and he is the offensive MVP. He's the offensive MVP for the second time. So if you're not familiar, this will be the first time we have a double MVP in this version of the Chem Lock League, and that means that he is getting the blackout treatment. So Iceman Grubbs from the Nocturnals and Spitty Miranda for the Streamliners are your 2 MVPs. And yeah, I know I should have brought in Grubbs. I'm so sorry. Let's go ahead and get them their special treatment there. So we'll head over to the Streamliners first, down to Spitty Miranda, and this is what he looks like. So he's 35. He's a lefty. Has specialist and elite slider, specialist at tier 2, elite slider at tier 1, and above average in velocity, junk, and accuracy there. So let's edit his looks. Go to the gear, and let's go ahead and get this to be white, and everything's going to go to white. This makes it easier for us when we are setting up the All-Stars, which I hope I don't forget to do. And yes, I know he's a pitcher, but we are going to do this for all of their gear. Release all the gear on this page is what I do. So we'll see his bat on the mound, his glove on the mound when he plays in the All-Star game. And actually, I know he's not a starter, but I actually will consider having him be our starter, or the Yin Conference starter, because he is a long reliever, so we don't even have to change that. I think he earned it, and I think that'll be fine. So there's Spitty Miranda. Dunk Donkey. I feel like I've seen that name before, but so funny. So we go to now the Nocturnals. Iceman Grubbs is still an A+. There's his tier 2 RBI 0, doesn't matter. Him having 63 contact, which is I imagine is actually less than what Amos Get Wrecked had. It's still he was able to produce. It's just really confusing. Aiden Rubio, how did you do? Side tangent here. Didn't have a great year. Definitely a downgrade from his year with us last year. Did have a home run, but didn't do a lot. Very few stolen bases this year. So he struggled with without being on our team. All right, let's go ahead and change him from whiteout to blackout. Jeez, this is crazy. All right. They have a lot of colors. So he's getting the blackout treatment. That's weird that they're showing it going to number 4. All right. And yeah, that is really odd. Why are they doing that? All right, so he's getting the blackout treatment. Congratulations to Iceman Grubbs for being our first back-to-back, or our first double MVP. Back-to-back years for him. Incredible year for Iceman Grubbs. Let's see how it compares to last year. Last year had 4 home runs. Now he's up to 7. So this is an upgrade in the season overall. He actually ended up with a few other base hits that a little less base hits than last year, but he ends up with 39 total bases. He had 36 last year. He struck out less. He walked less. He's still the same amount of bases. Scored way more runs. Doubled his RBI output. Nearly doubled his home run output. In less hits, actually. He only had 16 hits this year versus 19 last year, and 2 more at-bats. His OPS goes up higher. This might be a top offensive season. Maybe the best offensive season we've seen. Let's actually check that out. League leaders, go to single season records, and ooh, look at that. Quincy Healthy, number 6 in the top 10. The best offensive year isn't even represented here because of all these pitchers. Luke Resplendent and Spitty Miranda both. Wow, that's crazy. This year number 5 has been insane. Huh. Wow. Okay. So I'm gonna go back here to the current season. Let's just take a look and see if our team shows up in any of these other categories. So Baldwin ends with a 3.68 ERA. Congratulations to him. Grubbs, 7 home runs, by far and away the best in the league. That actually ties with June Mino, Withers, Gentry, and Dimples Sexton for most home runs in a season. That's pretty interesting. No one from the team in any of these other categories. Baldwin's a 442 OP on base percentage.
You're listening to the
14 strikeouts for Shoei and Guevara. That's embarrassing.
Get Slim at our gym, guarantee free.
Baldwin and Price both with 2 caught stealing. Quincy with a .48 ERA. Only Zahara Homebrew had a lower ERA where the pitcher actually allowed a run. Ineptitude, which is funny. Hawkins and Dupol, all with no earned runs allowed. I believe Healthy had 2 saves, which ties for number 4. I'll double check that. Healthy with a .75 whip is good for tied for 8th. He doesn't show up in OBP or OBA and strikeouts either. Resplendent actually led the league in strikeouts. No walks allowed and a 17 strikeout per walk ratio for Quincy Healthy. So an incredible year for him. Proud of our rally stopper clutch pitcher. He has come a long way, actually, taking a look at his career. Decent in his first year where he barely got any appearances, and then you saw him in season 2 and 3 struggle quite a bit. He started getting better last year, and then this season was peak Quincy Healthy. So that's really fun. All right, let's take a look at the team stats really quick and just see where I'm just checking time here. Okay, cool. We'll check team stats, see where we landed. We had 3 players tied with 2 home runs. That was Baldwin, Price, and Guevara. I think Price had a home run right there at the end of the season. And actually, that was enough to jump up into the lead for total bases. Colin Mad hadn't gotten a hit in a minute. 2 home runs, 4 doubles for Zeke Price with a 3.33 ERA, or I'm sorry, average, and a 9.48 OPS. Baldwin, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 1 less hit in 7 fewer at bats. 20 total bases there. 5 walks, 2 strikeouts. Actually, a really, really great year for Ruben Baldwin. Where did he come from? This is his best year by far. He's been around since the league started, but in the Yin Conference. Colin Mad, good rookie season. I actually have to figure out who's going to be our rookie of the year. That I'll do off screen because I don't want to take too much time looking around and trying to figure that out. Then we had Dennis Shoei, who had an awful year. He is probably not going to be somebody I bring back because this is the second straight season he has been incredibly disappointing. He's actually had a bad career. That's kind of crazy. He's way too talented to struggle this much. And then he had this pop-off last season before getting injured in the last game of the playoffs. He just seems to do it in clutch situations in the playoffs, not in clutch situations in the regular season. So, disappointing year for Dennis Shoei. Poor Guevara, big down year for him as well. That's tough to see. And then for everyone else, I guess 3 for 9 with one home run is fine. We brought in Curley. He's not going to come back. Beal, respectable, I guess. Christian Black, not really surprised that he didn't do much. Middleman surprises me. And then Demi Trampelson actually held up pretty well since she came in. Only 7 games, but she looked really good in that time. All right. We know that the MVP, the All-Star is going to be Quincy Healthy, but Gabriel Wankerstein with a hell of a bounce back after that first game. I actually think all 3 earned runs were in the first game of the season. I'll have to go check that back, but great year for him. 13 strikeouts to 2 walks. Did allow 14 hits, but 3 earned runs allowed, a .96 whip, and a 1.62 ERA is pretty solid. McMiddle's another bad year for him. Slightly better than last year. We don't care about Richard or Bailey. Actually, Bailey pitched really well there. Okay, Wally Bailey. Christensen was fine in 3 appearances. Drew Buckley did well in his 1 appearance, striking out 1, facing 2 batters and getting 2 outs. Wong was fine in 5 appearances, actually 2 earned runs and 2 2/3. Probably not that great. Booth slowly started to whittle that number down, but she was not great this season. And then Quincy Healthy, elite season. He actually led the team in strikeouts in his 18 2/3 innings pitched. He appeared in 12 out of 16 games. That's crazy. He faced more batters than anyone else on the team. Wankerstein number 2 and Ellen Booth number 3, actually. So really, really crazy. Our All-Stars are going to be Quincy Healthy on the pitching side, and on the offensive side, I feel like it's got to be Zeke, right? The 25 total bases, the 4 doubles that he had, along with the 2 home runs, is going to be kind of that tiebreaker spot for me. Baldwin is tempting, but I don't know. I'll have to figure this out. I'll kind of compare these numbers back and forth. He did walk 5 times, so he was getting on base a lot, but Zeke was actually scoring more. 7 runs scored versus the 5, and that's what matters. Both got caught stealing twice. Actually, Zeke also got hit by a pitch twice. So with his 3 walks and 2 hit by pitch, he actually reached base via the walk or hit batter 5 times. So that equals out with Baldwin. So I know the average is slightly higher. I know that the batting or the OPS is slightly higher, but the slugging is higher here. I'm going to go with Zeke Price as our offensive MVP or All-Star. And then if I can, I doubt that there's going to be room on the All-Star team for Ruben Baldwin, but I'll look around for that. So, all right, here's what's going to happen. Next episode is going to be the All-Star game. I'll do all of this stuff to set up the teams after this video ends. So we're going to do the All-Star game. At the end of the game, I am going to simulate the playoffs, and we will do the re-sign phase. I have decided, after thinking about the idea I came up with in the last video, I have been pre-recording these just because the off seasons are a lot more taxing and I need to get myself a little bit of a head start so I can stay on schedule. I'm going to do this. I I tried not to make any decisions that were going to influence this until we got to the end of the season. But what we're going to do is we are going to fire the coach of the Tundras. He's just not been able to inspire confidence in the team. The players just have struggled to get on board with the plan, and it just has not worked out for us. We got so close last year, but then we just fell all the way down to earth this season, missing the playoffs entirely. Yeah, we cut back on spending in certain areas, but this team was not good this season. What we're going to do is we're going to hire a new coach, and that new coach is going to stick with an extreme build, but he is not going to stay with competitive, spirited, and crafty. Instead, he is going to be extreme when it comes to scholarly, disciplined, and spirited. So that means spirited will remain at tier 3, but we are going to shift during this offseason our team all the way over to a spirited, disciplined, and scholarly tier 3 setup, which means only one player can be either competitive or crafty. Everyone else on the team that is competitive or crafty has to go. So we'll talk a little bit more about this in the next video after the All-Star game, but start thinking about these players, start looking at those chemistries, and start thinking about who are we going to keep? Who are we going to use as our one exception? I think I know who I want it to be, but I want to hear from all of you. What do you think about this idea? What this is going to mean is that if you look at a player like Zeke Price, he is now going to get that tier 3 fastball hitter that I've been craving and I've been missing since Tony Centercut from the Outlaws. I want Zeke Price to be an elite player, and we're going to make it work. He's going to have tier 3 fastball hitter. He's going to have tier 3 clutch, and I can't wait to see him hit 20 home runs next season. It's going to be a lot of work because there's going to be a lot of roster turnover, but we are going to do our best to find players that have discipline traits, that have scholarly traits, and that have spirited traits again, and we are going to do our best to put together the best possible team. But this means that we guarantee to have 13 players are guaranteed to be brand new. That's crazy. 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah. 13 players are guaranteed to be brand new. And that's assuming that we were to keep every one of our current spirited players and one of our players that is not crafty or competitive. Yeah, so there's going to be a brand new team coming next season, and I am kind of happy about it. What I also like about this idea is that we get to stay in this universe. We get to keep these players. We get to keep these teams. We get to keep this history of the league. It's just going to be a different Tundras experience, and I am really, really excited for what we have coming up on the horizon. So I hope that's giving you some excitement. I hope that this is enough to get you maybe a little bit more intrigued about this series, because I think that we have, I want to make a tier 3 tier 3 team work. I know it can. We've just had really, really bad luck, and I want Zeke Price to be the centerpiece, the cornerstone of this team. So we're going to build around him, and we're going to keep that fastball hitter trait, but we're going to boost it up to tier 3. So I'm really excited about that. If you made it this far in the video, we have finished the season. The Tundras are a failure. We missed the playoffs. We're going to get to an all-star game, and we are going to get to a brand new team heading into season 6. But I want you to, let's see, what do I want to use for an emoji idea? Let's do the little what's an emoji for like fired? Can we do like a thumbs down? Yeah, you know what? Let's do the thumbs down emoji. That one's easy to find. Give me the thumbs down emoji in the comment section just to acknowledge that this team was was a failure, that we are going to fire the coach and we're going to bring somebody new that's going to change this team into a perennial contender and a multi-time champion. That's what we're going to get to. I'm going to find a way to make the Tundra successful, and I can't wait to go through that process with you. So go ahead and comment the thumbs down, not to be mistaken with the thumbs up for liking this video if you're enjoying the content, if you're excited for what the future holds. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Actually, speaking of which, I'm glad I didn't forget this, but we just hit 150 subscribers on the channel. And I do want to say thank you so much to all of you that watch this content. If you make it this far, a small little channel, just doing this as a hobby, getting to 150 subscribers is pretty crazy to me. And especially when the team is doing so poorly, to see the struggles of the team and of this series on the channel, but seeing all of you still watching it means I'm doing something well. So I appreciate all of you for your engagement, for watching. I hope this is something you enjoy. I have some ideas for other content to put on the channel, but it's going to take a little bit of work because I got to learn some editing skills. I want to try and find a way to do some editing for content on the channel, and I know that's going to take a lot of work starting from scratch. So a lot of practice I'll have to work on for that, but let me know if you have any thoughts, ideas, feedback, or what your comments are on the future of the Tundra's franchise. I appreciate all of you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.